Hi everyone, welcome to Bad Weather Barbecue. I'm Johnny and today we're cooking smoked mackerel pate. Hi everyone, welcome to Bad Weather Barbecue. This is a channel where we talk all things barbecue. And today we're cooking smoked mackerel pate, and this is a super easy cook. There's next to no cooking in it, there's very few ingredients, and the end result is super tasty. The last time I did it was using my Aldi offset smoker, which, as you all know, has now become my herb garden. The first step in today's process is to smoke our mackerel. Now I've just come back from our local fishmonger where I've picked up 4 mackerel fillets which we'll be smoking. If you can't get mackerel fillets, then it's absolutely fine to use whole mackerel, just get 2 of them. In terms of setup today, it's super simple. We've only got 4 fillets to smoke, so we don't need massive amounts of capacity. So therefore, we're going to be using the Weber kettle. We need to set it up for indirect cooking. And then in terms of smoking today, we're going to be using Weber's seafood blend. So I've had a couple of handfuls of this soaking in water just now. And what we're going to be doing is when we get the coals on, we'll add a couple of handfuls of the chips in, and that will help us smoke the fish. The reason that we're cooking indirect today is to ensure that we get a good amount of smoke into the fillets themselves. Therefore, we don't want to be cooking hot and fast, overcooking the mackerel and not getting enough smoke into the fillets. In terms of barbecue temperature today, we're probably looking at around about 180 degrees, which is exactly what we'd be cooking fish in if we were doing it in the oven. In terms of the fish itself, we're probably looking at an internal temperature of around 57 to 60 degrees. Please make sure you stick around to the end of the video where I'll give you my 3 top tips for making this recipe an absolute success. So that's our kettle now up to temperature, so it's time to get our fish on. What we're doing is just placing the mackerel into the kettle, adding a couple of handfuls of our smoking chips, and then just let the heat and the smoke do its work. So that's our mackerel now shredded, and it's just really simple from here. All we have to do is add in the rest of our ingredients and give it a blitz with a blender. So in terms of ingredients, all we have is we've got a tablespoon of horseradish sauce, we've got a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, we've got 2 tablespoons of creme fraiche, we've got 100 grams of unsalted butter that's been chopped, and then we have the juice of half a lemon. So it's just a case of adding that together now and then giving it a blitz with a hand blender. have the finished dish, and I have to say I'm really pleased with it. We've just added some spring onions to it and some fresh parsley, and I'm serving this today with toasted sourdough bread. So there you have it, a super simple cook to impress your family and friends with. Okay, so earlier in the video I said I wanted to give you my 3 top tips for making this recipe a success. So here we go. Okay, number 1. Spend a little bit of time just prior to the smoking process to extract as many of the bones from the fillet as you can. This will just make sure that when we get to the later stages of the process, that obviously there's no bones in there and anybody's eating them. Another quick top tip here, just make sure you're not using your wife's expensive tweezers to do this. You can get kitchen versions which will do the job just as well. Secondly, as I've said already, make sure you're set up for indirect cooking. We don't want to cook hot and fast in this one. We want to make sure we're getting as much smoke into the mackerel as we can. Thirdly, the recipe doesn't really call for any salt to be added in. However, what I have found recently in my travels is smoked seaweed, which is being promoted as a substitute to salt. So as you'll see, I've just put a little bit of a sprinkling on the top of the mackerel. So as you've seen today, I've been using the Weber kettle. However, you can use any barbecue that you have as long as you're able to offset on it and have enough capacity for those 4 mackerel fillets. Therefore, you could use like an offset smoker or indeed any of the ceramic barbecues like the Big Green Egg or the Kamado Joe. So I hope you liked that video today. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it would be great if you would consider doing so. As ever, hit that bell for future notifications, and please do leave me a comment in the section below. I'm having a lot of fun at the moment interacting with you guys and answering all of your questions. So thanks for watching, everybody. You look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.